Every year in crypto, we see a new trend emerge that takes the world by storm. Whether it be NFTs or the metaverse or GameFi or lending protocols, we always see it happen, in which we get so much excitement because this is the new thing that will change crypto forever. And due to platforms such as ChatGPT blowing up as we entered into 2023, it seems as if AI is crypto's newest trend. But this time around, it is completely different. You see, whenever we saw NFTs blow up, or the metaverse, or GameFi, for the most part, those were rather exclusive to crypto. Because, of course, they were built on crypto. But what we can see is that AI as a whole is something that is not exclusive to crypto whatsoever. For example, we saw ChatGPT hit 1 million users in just 5 days. This is something that took Twitter, for example, 2 years to do, or Facebook 10 months to do, or even Instagram up to 2 months to do. But it happened in just 5 days. We're seeing Microsoft and Google introducing AI into their own platform software and interfaces. And because of this, we can see that this is something that is taking over the world. It's not just crypto, it's taking over the world. And so it also opens up a door of opportunity here that could be bigger than any that we have seen before. You see, as people who are within the world of crypto, we are constantly looking for new ways in which we can introduce the world of crypto to those outside of it. Mass adoption is the one thing that we just do not have yet, and when it does come, obviously that will be the key to seeing a lot of financial success for those of us who are in the space. And having a trend such as this one that bridges that gap between the traditional world and those people who have never invested into crypto a day in their life, and those of us within the crypto world, can be the opportunity of a lifetime, and it is something that I do believe we should try to capitalize on. So because of that, I want to walk you through exactly how you can capitalize on what could be crypto's biggest trend to date, while also making sure you are protecting yourself from these deep, dark risks that are going to be approaching rather rapidly. So first and foremost, let's just talk about what you can expect. I've been in this market for multiple cycles, and I've seen exactly how this plays out, and it is going to play out the same way. You're going to see all of these new AI crypto companies that are going to start to come out, raising a lot of excitement, talking with a bunch of big words, putting up all of these smoke screens, using a bunch of technical things that you've probably never heard of or will never understand. And their whole goal is to get you to believe that they are the next big thing. They want you to believe that they are the next ChatGPT, that they are the next major AI platform that is going to catch momentum and take all of its investors to the moon. And what's going to happen is that they are going to make a bunch of promises, and some of them will keep them and some of them won't. The sad part is that when trends like this arise, usually about 98 to 99% of all of the companies that try to capitalize on it will fail. And I believe that to be no different with AI. One thing you have to understand is that creating a successful company is hard. Creating a successful crypto company, knowing the technology behind crypto, is hard. And now we're introducing the concept of AI into a crypto company that is just a company in general. And when you combine those three things, it is extremely hard. And so whenever there's a fad or a trend or something like this that is going to come with just so much baggage, you have to understand that the majority of these companies are going to fail. And if you don't understand that, you are so at risk of losing all of your money. So the question becomes, well, how do we justify this? How do we justify an investment into an AI crypto company if we're not really sure if they're actually legitimate or not? Well, what I've noticed over my years in crypto is that three main questions can really give you some clarity of whether or not a company is worth your investment, especially when they're small. The first question, and it's a very simple question, is do they actually have a product and can you interact with it? So in this example, when it comes to AI, is do they have AI? Do they have artificial intelligence? Do they have some type of software or technology that utilizes AI? Are you capable of using it? I'm not talking about those companies that say we're gonna do this and we're working on this and we plan on doing that. No, I'm talking about, do they actively have the technology in which they are talking about in their pitch deck and in their presentation? And if they do, then obviously that could be a more justifiable investment. Because what we saw so much of in 2021 was, we're gonna do this, we're gonna come out with a swap, we're gonna come out with an exchange, we're gonna do all of that. And so you need to get in on the ground floor, because by the time all of that comes out, well, you're gonna be too late. And what happened is that they never came out with any of those things, but they did run away with a lot of money. Don't fall for that same trap from the last couple years. Make sure that you are aware that companies with actual products and companies with actual services are the only companies that actually have value. And you should not be investing money into a company that has no value. So the second question then becomes, well, do they actually solve a problem or supplement an issue at their core? You see, oftentimes whenever these new trendy cryptos come around, they're gonna promise all of these things, but they don't actually solve a problem. They're gonna be a rewards crypto that's gonna say, the problem that we solve is we make you more money when we go to the moon. And that's just not how business works. You need to ask yourself, does what they present actually solve a problem that can be beneficial to millions of people. And like I said, I'm not talking about rewards tokens. Sadly, I'm not talking about charity tokens. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about, do they truly offer a product? And if they are capable of solving that problem or supplementing that issue, then they actually have a perceived value, and they can then take what they have, take that value, and then sell it to a greater marketplace, which then does bring in revenue. But if they're incapable of doing that, it's nothing more than a pump and dump or a pyramid scheme, okay? You have to understand that with these cryptos that don't really solve problems, they are super reliant on volume and excitement. But what I've noticed throughout my years in crypto is that that will always die off. And the companies that are reliant on it will die off with it, and so will the investors who put their hard-earned money into it. And that does tie in very closely to the next question, which is, do they bring in revenue outside and separate from their token price and their token volume? Don't say if, buts, or maybes. No, it is a yes or no question. If they do not have revenue that is completely separate from the token price or from the token volume, stay away from it. What I mean by that is, we oftentimes see these companies come around that are reliant on transaction fees. Well, whenever a transaction goes through and we have higher volume, then we can take that volume and then we can pay the company, and the company then invests this, blah, 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 and you make money. And it's this big thing to basically say we're a pyramid scheme. Because realistically, the moment volume goes down and no new people are trading or no new people are buying the token, they stop making money and everyone stops making money. And although that's not what people like to hear, that's a pyramid scheme, okay? But if this is a company that can generate revenue being any methods, right, from advertising or actual selling of a service or a product or something of that nature, in which they can generate revenue, reinvest that back into the business, and as an investor, you then benefit from it, that's an actual company, and that's something that holds value and is worth investing in. But if it does not do that, and it cannot make money if its token price isn't doing well, and if its token isn't having a lot of volume, just trust me, stay away from it, okay? It's not going to last very long. And the moment that excitement is gone, that thing's gonna die, and many people are gonna be left holding the bag, okay? If you are capable of answering these three questions in a good, fulfilling, justifiable way, and the answers are for the most part yes, then you are capable of going forward and saying, okay, maybe I'll invest into this. But trust me, if one of these questions can't be answered, or if the answer is no to one of these, it's just not worth it. Maybe you can make a little bit of money on the pump and the dump, but fundamentally, that's just not the way that you want to be looking at an investment, especially if it's over the long term. Now, if you want, a couple cryptos that you can start off with, I personally do like Ocean Protocol, and I do like Fetch.AI. These are two that everyone pretty much knows of in this space, but they do actually offer products, and they do check a lot of the boxes in which we look for whenever I am looking for an AI crypto that actually could have some potential. This is a very new trend. It is going to come with a lot of problems and a lot of downfalls, and you need to make sure that you are limiting your amount of risk to those downfalls as much as possible. So make sure you do ask these three questions before investing into any AI cryptos. And overall, if you do want me to give you a deep dive on some more of these AI cryptos, maybe Fetch.AI, Ocean Protocol, or just the fundamentals of this part of crypto as a whole, make sure you do leave it in the comment section below, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss it. But with that said, that's going to be it for today's video, and of course, I hope you guys did enjoy. Peace.